Well, here we go. Giving it a try. SDR Television. Just trying to mute myself there so as I don't go around over decreasing circles. Yeah, good. I was getting concerned that there wasn't many people that had logged on, but the list has fortunately grown for me. So let's go over to there. I think that's pleased me no end. I saw Benno pop up, then Graham pop up, and Paul pop up. So and Leon is always there. So all good. Right, let's go back to me for the moment. And I thought we'd try SDR Television, being it was launched, getting to grips with it, and for a program that does both transmit and receive all on one PC, just using the Pluto. Absolutely amazing. That's what I've got to say. It's performed better than I thought it would. So congratulations to Simon there for all his work. He's probably out in the garden now, but I don't blame him. It's nice weather. And Mike for G8KOE for his help initially on. So I had a crown on the transmissions, which helped me get rid of. And Tech Minds for all his help, including the making of a horror video. So anybody that's going to look at Tech Minds, I apologise. Very informative video, or movie, shall we call it. But tells you all about SDR Television, and in the usual style that Matt does. But yeah, a bit frightening, I think. But yeah, no, I've just been playing, getting used to it, making lots of mistakes. Probably the biggest one is not reading the manual. But there you go. Right, I think I'm going to pass it round to Leon. Probably tell me that I'm terrible signal, but I don't mind. I won't laugh. Right, I'll put a test card and over to you there, Leon, from G8KOE.
Oh my goodness, it's over to me. Hello Martin, G8KOE and the group. Very good morning, afternoon and good evening. No, your picture's perfect, Martin. There's just on your audio, but this is very fine. You're not going to hear it. On your voice peaks, there's like a 10kc a ring, but very faint, but it is there. I don't know why that is, but anyway. Some digital artifact, but yeah, no, it's working fine. Okay, yes, I was talking to Brian G6HFS last night, and he was having problems. He had a lot of like rushing noise on his audio when he was using the new program, and in the beginning he couldn't hear it. But in the end he said, oh yeah, no, he can definitely hear it now. And then he goes back to the old system and then it's gone. So on his installation with his PC and stuff, because he runs everything USB, even the freaking mics are USB. And when he unplugs the mic, it's deathly silence. But I thought he was unplugging the audio mic, but it's not. He unplugs the USB thing, which obviously changes the whole architecture of the business. Anyway, he's busy working on that. Your one is beautifully quiet, Martin. So it's not inherent to the program. It's inherent to his particular installation and his setup. But I'm sure he'll get it going. Okay. I'll be off to Bredasdorp just now. After the net, I'll jump into the car and drive 145 kilometers. And spend about 3.5 to 4 days there, and then I'll come back. So I should be back by Thursday, late Thursday afternoon or so. I should be back here. Right, I wish Mike was here, because I've got some good news. And for Graham, my TWT amplifier is working perfectly. I've sorted out the problem, and it's working lovely. So that's the story there. And yeah, in case Mike is listening, Mike, I've completed my board in KiCad, and I've made the Gerbers and the draw file and everything. And when I contacted or tried to contact the PC manufacturers, the number you have dialed does not exist. Then I go onto their website, which looks pretty current, and you can even fill in all your particulars there, and they'll come back with a quote, no quote, phone numbers on there, dial it, your number you have dialed does not exist. So I don't know what's happened to them, unless they're all making a very, very long weekend, because we now have 3 long weekends in succession. So it's 3 banking holidays, and that was like just following the Easter weekend. So maybe some of the places just closed down for 3 weeks or something. I don't know. But at least then you should say it on your website. So yeah, I'm ready to have my boards made. Okay, right. Let's give it to Benno. Papa Alpha 3 FBX vir die groep van ZS1 Mike.
A lot of wrong noises from Benno. A lot of wrong noises from Benno. Hi guys! I'm there, but everything goes wrong here, as it should be, because I try to do it correctly now, and I even didn't close the door, as I should do to get the light from the background. Okay, lost my music now. Sorry. Well, first of all, greetings to Martin. Thanks for leading the net. Greetings to the rest of the world. I'm here, but I forgot to, I was playing around and I even had the wrong frequency, and according to my screen I am at the moment not streaming, but I clearly can see myself, so something is really wrong here, but yeah, it's not SDR TV. SDR TV just works, but yeah, I just came in from work, because I had to work this morning up to 3 o'clock local time, and yeah, I got myself yeah, as far as I can see, it works here. Yeah, and at least I can see myself. I hope Paul can see me. I will turn it a little bit up, because I understand I am working on 3/4, which is kind of difficult. But yeah, I'm back to the DATV Red. It works perfect on the SDR TV, yeah, great job from Simon, obviously. And my amplifier finally starts to work. Let's turn it a little bit down because I'm a little bit overdoing it at the moment. My amplifier just woke up. Yeah, and SDR TV works. It's mono, and that's the only disadvantage I found so far. There are some bits and pieces of crowning if you take too much bandwidth selection, but that's all manageable, and I even would say the quality is not the same as at the moment with DATV Red, but that's, I think, peanuts, and it will be sorted eventually. It's a great job from Simon, and I think it's a good beta test. And I have played with it on the terrestrial because I occasionally I'm doing some terrestrial connections, and yeah, you can use Pico Tuner for that, but then you have all kind of problems of adjusting the right channel, and you don't know if your antenna is in the right direction and things like that. So you really like that band scanner is provided from the channel scanner, I should say, because it's not even a band, it's a very small band scanner. But yeah, at least you can scan the band you are looking on, and you can see if your antenna is in the right direction, and if you have reflections from windmills and things like that, power and generator windmills. That is, we have lots of windmills here in Holland, but the old windmills, which are traditional for Holland, they don't cause any problems because they have wooden, big wooden, how do you call them in English? The wooden parts getting into the high air, but obviously the power generators we also have windmills there, and I don't like the sills. Thanks, Mike. They cause a lot of reflections and things like that on the terrestrial, and you like to see that on the band scanner, and you can very nice see that. And I have used SDR Angel, but I never liked it at all. It is so time consuming, it's so difficult to control and to set it up correctly. And SDR TV, yeah, you just switch it on and you set it to a certain frequency and it works. It just works, and that's what I love with it. Okay, that's a good thing that's all my and I agree. Things like audio, yeah, it's mono, and that's my biggest problem because, yeah, you know me of my left and right tune, and my left, one of the sides didn't work on SDR TV. That's how I found out it's actually mono. Another thing that doesn't work yet is the roll-off, which you can set up to 2.0, no problem, but you're still transmitting 3.5, 3.5 roll-off. And yeah, you can actually see it on the signal if you set it up 2, but the reception still complains that it's 3. At the moment I'm sending LN2, so long and no pilots, and roll off with 2. And on the, if you do that, try that on the SDR TV, you get also, still you get 3.5, but you get the nice steep flanges on the band scanner. So yes, it works, but no, it doesn't show it correctly. But I think beta, it's a perfect beta rollout so far, and I hope I just hope Simon survives on all the messages he got every day. Tons of messages of people don't read the manual correctly and don't do the right stuff and just think they know and they do something wrong. Anyway, my job this week is this beast, this nice thing. I finally, after 1 week, oh, by the way, PCB, Leon. I designed this PCB 2 weeks ago. I sent it on internet to China, to my favorite GLC PCB. They prepared the PCB within 2 days and sent 10 pieces of them back to Holland. And normally it would go very fast. You can also take DHL or things like that which work in Africa, so you might want to choose that. But you have this back in a week or so. And obviously you pay tons of money on DHL cost, on freight cost. But the PCB itself was about €3. 5 pieces for, I think, €5 or something. So it's about $4 or $5 for 5 pieces of PCB, and you have it in 2 days ready. And then obviously you pay like €50 for the shipping, but that's your decision. So this, and what is it? It is a Wemos. Here it is. That's a Wemos controller with an OLED display, and on the back there is a SIS 53 or something. I don't know. 51 it was. So this PCB is ready and it works. You just put on the power. What it does is it will connect to the Wi-Fi on your at home. It will take the NTP MPT for the time controller, and it will then start a warm-up cycle, warming up this SIS chip, and then it will transmit a whisper beacon, and then it will do it the same again, but on a different band. It's doing at the moment 3 bands, so it's like 40, 20 and 10 meters at the moment. I have programmed into it, and it does it autonomously, and it's continuously every 5 minutes. So this is the thing I designed. Well, I made the PCB for it. The drawing, the electronics, some clever guy in the east, somewhere in the east, designed to it. And then I said, well, yeah, this is, you cannot connect that directly to an antenna. You will get a lot of problems with spurious on all higher bands. So you need some kind of filtering behind it. So I made one connector, and it's connecting to this board. Sorry, to the board itself. I made a small test jig on it with a nanovena, because this one has some kind of amplification. One transistor, well, it's a BS, what is it, a FAT, a BS 170. It's amplifying to 3 band filters, which is switched by pin diodes, and so I have 3 band filters behind it. That's in work in progress. It's in the middle of trying to design, correcting the filters and designing my errors, correcting my errors, and then it will be a set package, and it will be ready for the local group playing around with it. So that's the work in progress here at the moment. Okay, that's about it. Microphone on to the next guy on the list, or should I hand it over to Paul because I know Paul was, or Graham. That's a big decision. Paul didn't write down on the weekly schedule, Martin, because the weekly schedule was not available. It was not published. You should publish it in the morning on the chat, and then after you do so, and I actually did it at a quarter to 2 UTC time, 3 o'clock your time, and that's why you immediately got another 3 people on the list. So Graham, you're on the list. Victor, Kilo Victor, Golf 3 before. I think you might want to leave a gap for Paul from Austria. He asked on the chat, and I'm quickly looking for the chat at the moment. See if some still notes on the chat. I think he wants it also. He wants to go also. Paul, Oscar Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo. Maybe a gap for you. Yes, please. Graham, if you leave a gap for him, and he will pass it on to you, Graham. From Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-Ray, passing it on to the next. Do I have a test card? Yes, I have. Do I want to send some more audio, crazy sounds or things like that? No, I don't. Passing it on to you, Paul, from PA3 Fox Bravo X-Ray.
Yeah, this is Oscar Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo. I can't see myself back. I just hope you can hear me. I just wanted to say hello to everybody. I'm using SDR Television, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Simon, if you're watching, thank you very, very much. I need to get things sorted out, like another dish, so I don't break up the reception, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short just in case something's not working. I'll say 73 to everyone, and thank you very much for letting me in, very kindly of you. And thank you very much, Martin, for running the net. OE8PCK. Graham, over to you.
Right, I think I'm working, just about. Yeah, greetings everybody. Let me check the levels. I may turn the sounds down. I've got too many things switched on here at the moment. I hear myself in 6 places. Let's turn the volume down from here as well. That's better. Just check my levels, 6.4. Right, that's okay. Yeah, greetings everybody. Greetings to Mike as well on the talk back there. Watching that. Got 3 screens here going at the moment. Afternoon to you though, Paul. Yeah, perfectly copyable, no problem at all. You've got the usual little 3 crowns on the top, distinguishing that you're using SDR Television, but not sure how they appear, but they seem to. But I've got mine going. I'm not using it. I'm still using the other setup. I'll see if I've got my sound sync right. Just a sec. 1, 2, 3. Just a second. Yep, it's all right. Yeah, I've got it running on another computer here. I haven't taken this system apart to do it. I thought about it because it will definitely run on this one. But the other one's an i7 4th generation, and it says it can't be upgraded to Windows 11 when you do the check. So I'm running it on Windows 10 on the other one, but I haven't put the PA on. I've got the Pluto running, giving a milliwatt or so. I can receive it across the room, and it works fine on receive. I've got it on at the moment. You can see me in the background there on the other one. So it's all working, except reading the manual. It does say that you've got to have Windows 11 and use OBS 31. So as I've got an impossible situation, I'm in Windows 11, I thought, well, I'll try it, see what happens. So just now I tried, I've got OBS 27 on mine and Windows 10. I tried that and I thought, oh, lovely. It's produced a little image in the bottom right-hand corner. I'll press the start button and see if it transmits. And all I get is a green screen. So I think that's probably, it's not set up to do that on that system. So I'm going to investigate just in case I can squeeze it to do it, but I don't think so, judging by what Simon was saying. You've got to have at least the system that he specifies. So don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I could put it on this one, but I've in fact got another Pluto to run it on, so I've got a clean Pluto rather than one with the 0303 in. So not sure where I'll go anyway. I'll be plenty of experimenting to do on it without actually putting it on the air, as it's all working. It's all working fine. 2 or 3 hours and it was away. I have noticed if you wind the with the Pluto, if you wind the drive level up higher than -30 on mine, the waveform gets absolutely shot to pieces coming out of the Pluto. Maybe that's the reason why some people have got these little crowns on the top. I don't know. But mine, I backed it off and mine cleaned up perfectly, but there's a lot less output from the Pluto, but it doesn't matter at this stage. But what else did I notice? Not sure. Anyway, you're doing a fine job there, Simon. As you say, I bet your inbox is pretty full. It's pretty frantic on the chat back in the last few days. What have I got on here? Okay, on your TWT going there, Leon. That's good news. I wonder if did you find anything, or did it just repair itself? I wonder if you're going to be there for another go. And I found something on we were looking at last week. We were looking at the TWT circuitry and stuff. I got this end. One little critical bit which I didn't show you, which I'll put on now, which is, if I can do it, it's this bit. If I get rid of the camera, I found a way to switch the camera off as well. Oh, there we are. That is the crucial bit of circuit that made the TWT work, the power supply. Took us quite a while to work out what was going wrong, because it used to, when I say me, it's 3FYX, 3KU and myself. Tim worked out that the reason we were having problems, and we knew we got jitter on the 3 switch mode for supplies, because they weren't synchronized, and that was creating absolute hell with everything. So invented this little circuit to inject a square wave, a pulse into the synchronizing pin on the chip, which we overlooked. Pin 3 is a synchronizing chip, so we put this onto the 3 chips, synchronized them all, and all the problems stopped. So there we are. Anyway, I'll switch that off. Let's get the shack back if I can. A second. Get the camera back first. Go back the same steps that I went through to get through this way. Background replacement. There we are. Back to what we are. Yeah, and I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast as well. I see Simon's gotten onto it. I've been using it ever since I got the system going. But I haven't got the latest version on purpose, because I think there's a few things in there I didn't get on with. So I went backwards to the previous version. So that's what I'm doing. It allows me to do all the fancy screens and all the mixing and stuff using that. Right, what I got before I put it on. Have a look here somewhere. Lots of little notes. No, it's just no. I synchronized my dish the other week with. Where are we? I get the picture. Synchronized my dish with the sun the other week. Here we are. You can see the eclipse on the dish, and when you get to the point where it's dead on, which is there. And being a transmit-only dish, you don't want to be adjusting it when it's running, of course, and it doesn't receive off the satellite. So I pondered a bit how to do it. So in the end, I did it with a protractor to get the right direction, and a inclinometer to set it up. And it wasn't far off. You can see on the rivets on the outside. It's absolutely spot on. I don't know what the beam width is. Probably 10 degrees, I expect. But let's switch that off. Go back to the shack. Right, so that solved that problem a few weeks ago. Of course, it only happens twice a year, so but it's very handy to see if your dish is aligned. Presuming, of course, you've got a prime focus, because if you've got the LNB down the bottom, you can't really see, doesn't really give you any information at all, does it? Right, I better put it round to, I think it's Peter, isn't it? GW7BZY. Hope my transmission's okay. I'll stick with this one for the moment, because I don't want to break this one up and put the other software in. I can run the whole lot in here, not at the same time, but I could put it all in this computer. I can run about 4 or 5 programs. I'm running. I don't know what the percentage is on the CPU. I'll just have a look. I'll tell you what I'm running on in a minute before I put it over. Let's have a quick look. If I can find it. There we are. Let's have a look. CPU performance. 25%, 18%. Now I'm running OBS. I'm running NVIDIA Broadcast, DATV Easy, OpenTuner version 08, and I've got a window open which is on the chatback channel on the web. So you can wham a lot on this thing before it gives up. But I don't know what the so I've seen what the video, or the video's down the bottom off the screen. See what that's doing. 33%. Yeah, 38% now is the GPU one, which is NVIDIA. So plenty of headroom on this one, but there isn't on the other one. Right, I better put it round to Peter. Let's switch that off. Put it round to Peter BZY, and all interesting. And there's lots and lots of things you can talk about SDR. SDR console, isn't there? SDR video, sorry, television. But it's a grand idea anyway. It lightens the number of things you've got to do in one package, doesn't it? So.
Seems to be a bit of chaos there. One at a time. But are you there, Peter? It was your turn to go. So if you get ready, GW7BZY. I think you were there. So I'll put it over to you from G8KOE. I think it's we've got doubling going on now. Right, there's been confusion on my part, apologies. So PE1 AVP to take it then. We'll get some order here. Thanks to Benno for correcting me. So I'll try and do better. P1 AVP Paul to take it. Golf 8 Kilo Oscar Echo.
Audio test. Audio test. That seems to work too. I will give a bit more output. That's more convenient for other people watching. Yeah. Well, this seems to work. Hopefully. It was rather confusing to me. I thought I had a problem with my transmitter, but actually I didn't. I think we doubled indeed with BZY. Apologies for that. Okay, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you watching the net. I see that many more people are watching than are active at the moment in the net. Doesn't matter. Martin, thank you a lot for hosting the net. I did receive perfect signals from anyone basically, so that's also good news. Although Paul PCK had a crown indeed, which is bandwidth related. I saw a message about it from Mike telling that this is being fixed. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I did power up a short while ago. Did not test it in advance. That's always a bit dangerous, but it seems to work, and that is good. Looking outside, well, it's beautiful. We have a blue sky. The weather is, the temperature is 20 degrees at the moment, and nearly no wind. So we have yeah, it seems like a beautiful summer day. So I should be outside, actually, which I'm not. Well, something not really to talk about in the net, but both my parents passed away in the last 3 months. Yeah, besides that it is a bit emotional, of course, it also meant a lot of work clearing the house, so little time was left for the hobby due to that. Yeah, just a message, I'll check it now. My output is varying a bit, and I do not really know why that is, but it happens. I did investigate the full chain, where it comes from, and the first thing that I learned that is that the output of the add-on Pluto, if I provide a bit more output in steps of half a dB, for example, that the steps that I measure at the output of the Pluto are not in steps of half a dB. So it can happen suddenly that the output goes down 1.5 dB and then goes up just a bit again. And that's nasty, of course, during a transmission when that happens. So I need to manage the output of my transmission while I'm on the air. That's a bit a pity. Okay, also I experienced that a lot of people are experimenting with SDR Television. This was an incredible effort of Simon, mainly, for which I'm most thankful, because I also intend to start my experiment with SDR Television. But yeah, it's unbelievable what Simon did. And yeah, I also want to thank, of course, Evariste for all the work that he did on the firmware for the Pluto, and in my case for the Zinc SDR. Because I bought the Zinc SDR a short while ago. And started experimenting. I used the last firmware release of Evarist, which is 0.13, I think. Flashed it to, you can see it here in the corner, I think. Well, it's really in the corner, the right corner. But I flashed the firmware to the SD card, and actually when the firmware is on the SD card it works. I still suffer from some communication issues towards Ethernet, but I think that's going to be solved. Because Jaap JSA also solved it, so I should be able to solve it too, with his help, I think. And then later on, I intend to build the full chain. But okay, that will take some time still. What else did I do on the hobby? I did visit a seminar of PA1 RAM on the linearity of amplifiers. That was also really interesting. Actually, there were some guys around building an amplifier with the well-known Amplion 2425 LDMOS FET, and I did receive a small printed circuit board to build one. And when I do have some more time available again, I intend to build that. In addition to it, it's still in the package. I ordered a small 10-watt amplifier from China. It was really cheap. I only paid 50 euros for it. And looking at the specifications, it should be rather good. Although, many people have serious doubts about Chinese equipment. I still want to test it and to see what it can do, and perhaps I can use it as a driver for the PA to build. I do have a PA, that's what you notice, but this printed circuit board is really small, so perhaps I can build a tiny PA for my holidays that provides a bit more output than the one that I have at the moment. Okay, then, Martin, you were talking about the horror video, not meaning the video from TechMinds. No, honestly, I did appreciate the fast YouTube report that DQW made, TechMinds made on the new software package from Simon, because it did provide an overview actually, so that's good. Leon, congratulations that your TWT is working. That's good. I do not know why, but that's what we are gonna hear in the next over. Benno, the audio level that I received from you was really high. So perhaps you can lower it a bit. And I did appreciate the PCB development that you made, but I did not completely understand actually what the function is going to be. So that needs some more explanation, at least for me. And Paul, congratulations that you've got it working with Simon's software. A year ago when we met in Austria, we already talked about it, that it would come, but now it's there, and you've got it working already. That's that's good. And Graham, you were talking about Windows 10 PCs that cannot be used anymore for Windows 11. To my opinion, it's an incredible waste of hardware that we are talking about. As long as it is possible, I intend to use the Windows 10 PCs as long as possible. I think we in our hobby all think about it that way. I will increase my signal level again, just a bit. I also read in Simon's web report about the NVIDIA broadcast functionality. I've never tested it, but it really looks nice. But a primary requirement is that you have a powerful NVIDIA card. Well, I do have an NVIDIA card, but not with the kind of processor that's required, or GPU, I should say. That's a pity then. Which means that I intend to use OBS, which I'm doing at the moment. And Graham, while watching YouTube, I also saw your report on all the equipment that you've built for the SHF bands, and that was impressive. So that's what I've seen too. Okay, that's it at the moment from the Netherlands. From my side, I will give the camera and the microphone to Martin again. Who's leading the net. I show my test card for a moment, and I'll be watching the net.
Right, let's see whether we've got it. It says, yeah, I think we have. From G8KOE. Yep, I must admit I'm suffering a little bit depending on what people are running signal-wise, and whether they're running 3/4. My receive side using SDR Television is not quite as sensitive as using the ride receiver, which I've got doing the stream. So if someone's running 3/4, it tends to be borderline, which is why I'm running 2/3. It's picking me up a treat. But perhaps I'm running a bit. Actually, I look a bit high in power now, don't I? Perhaps I've gone up. Normally, I have too many watts. Normally, it's I'm running about 10. Perhaps things have warmed up on the PA. So let's knock it back down a little bit. Normally, I'm running somewhere around about there. Is the level I'm running. Anyway, apologies for any noises in there, Leon. It's confusing. I said, I thought, shall I run SDR Television or shall I not for the net? I thought, well, the only way I'm going to get used to all the problems, etc., is to go with it. And as for the chat there, Benno, not the chat, the registration of I don't actually have any control of it. You're thinking I should have copied the link and put it on. Same as I don't have any control of the YouTube side of things. That is done elsewhere. I put my own YouTube stream up, which I copy and paste onto the chat. So I assumed that all the other was being coped with. So that's the reason. If you want to take on the task, only too happy. My little brain cell is struggling enough as it is, and as you know, I make mistakes, lots of them. The program absolutely is a beta program. I think I'm on beta 2 or something. Quite amazing. And the Crown, yeah, I like the Crown of being the King of England, KOE. Mike got rid of it for me, so I had to look on eBay for a replacement. But yeah, it's all good fun. And Leon, yeah, I don't know how you do all these little things. You should keep doing lots of bits and pieces. Let's look at the chat. No, I can't see anything else on the chat that I should comment on. I feel very untogether. I'm not sure whether Peter is actually there because he's on the list at the end. I'm going to quickly, or perhaps you can pop up on the chat if he's actually there, and I'll add it to him. If not, then you'll have to catch it on the next round as such. Let's click on the right thing. Oh, hello. Yes, he is there. Right. Okay then, Peter, get ready. I'm going to throw it straight over to you, being that you got missed, and my apologies. GW7BZY to take it. Golf 8 Kilo Oscar Echo.
Okay, cheers. No problem. Thanks, Martin. All good. Cheers. No problem. Thanks. I've got audio as well. Got myself in. Yeah. I'm running the. I did sort of unwisely, which is all right because I'm quite used to doing unwise things. Fiddling too far is the other thing I like to do. But I decided to put the old firmware back into Pluto and give SDR Television a go. It hasn't gone well, put it that way. So I've gone back to the ATV Easy, which seems to be working very well, and I'll still try again with the SDR in time when there's a newer version. I don't know why my PC doesn't like it, but it doesn't seem to. I don't think it's my doing. I don't think so, but I'm not absolutely sure. But I think I've followed it. I can't put OBS on it because it says it has to be a frame size of 0x0, so it doesn't like this frame size. It will work with the Magwell encoder, and it will stream into that. And I have had it transmitting, but after a few moments, or if you adjust anything, touch any other controls, it freezes solid, and actually froze my computer nigh onto blue screen. So I give up with that. I can't seem to receive anything. That doesn't seem to work. And so I went with my laptop, my HP laptop, and that works with the camera. It still doesn't seem to be receiving anything, and doesn't seem to transmit anything. So that doesn't work either. But maybe I'm doing something wrong, which is not. I'm quite willing to admit it's probably some error on my part. But SDR console, SDR radio doesn't work either. Not correctly. You won't receive FM signals. Normal broadcast. The signal appearing on the waterfall is near enough double the size of the filter. So, and I can't extend the filter wide enough to get a proper reception. It distorts. So that doesn't work either on the big computer, and neither does it work on the laptop. So there's some fundamental issues there between my computers and either program. So my old computer, which I've got in the corner of the room, I might get it going and see whether it works on that. I know I had one PC some years ago. I've never had any luck with SDR console. I've got SDR Cubic or Cubic SDR, which perfectly receive when it works just as you imagine it would, with the same equipment. So I don't think it is the Pluto, because Pluto works both receive and transmit with F1 EJP. But I'm quite willing to admit that there might be some, with it being the firmware can change here and there. There may be some possible errors in that as well. So there's quite a lot of variables. So. But I will have a further plays in time with the SDR TV. Fantastic job from Simon there, very good indeed. I'm sure there's plenty of feedback. I'm not going to add to it. So hopefully it'll all be in the next version, and then I'll give it a go. Strangely enough, NVIDIA Broadcaster doesn't work for me either. That stopped working after a bit. I used to be a firm favourite with SDR Broadcast, been using it for a year or two. And then it suddenly slowly sort of stopped working, various things, wouldn't recognise stuff. And of course, it's got its main failing is it only does 30 frames. For me, it would only do 30 frames a second from my Madgewell, which I use as an input card. It automatically defaulted to 30 or 60 fields, so that wasn't very good when we were 25. Although the camera I use can go 60 frames or 30 frames, or 24 frames or 25 frames or 50 frames a second. So that's why I would use it at 30 frames and run it at 15 frames a second. But that didn't stop me using it. But what stopped me using it was that it wasn't working anymore. It wouldn't recognise stuff, and got a bit flaky. So, but I will download it again. Maybe there's a new version improved, and it might do some good. Might be good. The noise reduction is very good. I can turn my ND filter on a bit further, and get some blurry background. So I don't really need a blurry background, really. But that's quite good as well, isn't it? So yeah, with that, I'm sorry, Paul, sorry for your loss there. Sorry to hear about that. Very sad indeed. Mine went last year sometime. Oh no, 3 years ago now, my ma. So I'm an orphan now, which is quite sad, really. At least I feel it. What else? Benno, I think it was Benno. Well, if you've got one of the old tuners, the Minitune tuners, and there's a program called Minitune Scan and Tune, and with that you don't need to. You can tune the whole scan the band literally, and that works on KOE 100 as it does on terrestrial. So it's available from the Minitune site or wherever else you've got your Minitune software from. But there is a Minitune Scan and Tune, and that doesn't require you to put any frequencies in. It just scans the band as it was. So that might be of some use, but it doesn't work with Pico Tuner, unfortunately. With that, I'm going to hand it back to Martin, and thank you, Martin, for bringing me in, not forgetting me, which is I thought I was. What can we do? We're going to go into a cube zoom into my test card from GW7BZ1.
Yeah, okay there, Peter. It's sort of chaos this end because anyone that's running 3/4, I'm having trouble receiving those using. They're not quite strong enough most of the time in my SDR Television setup, which I'll investigate a little bit further and find out. And before I forget, Phil M0PIT emailed me to say that he's not back in the country at the moment. The vehicle they were delivering had transmission problems, so it's in a garage at the moment. So I think it's not going to be back on the road till Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. So hopefully he can get that delivered, then be coming back. So Phil sort of contacted me there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to quit whilst I'm ahead slightly. And yeah, the horror movie that Tech Minds did. Good old Matt is no, but Matt, when I was starting off, I hadn't read the manual totally. Particularly, I'd missed the plug-in part, which is right towards the end, and I assumed that the virtual camera plug-in that's built into OBS would work, and that you didn't have to actually install one. So that I was sort of wondering why I got sound working, but I couldn't get any picture. So I've got to thank Matt for that. And it's only when eventually I read through to the bottom, and there it was. It's trying to take everything in all in one go. There's lots of little bits on the program, but the more play with it, the better it gets. But yeah, so receive wise, I'm struggling a little bit. Transmit wise, doesn't seem to be a major problem, other than sometimes the power does seem to change a little bit seem to have a lot more output available from the Pluto. Anyway, it's a long waffle from me about absolutely nothing. So I'm going to pass it over to somebody this time in the right order, hopefully. Leon, who will get me out of anything. Over to you there, Leon, from G8KOE.
Okay, Martin, some high power there for you. I've pushed it up a bit. Yeah, if I'm a D4, then it's a lot of power. Okay, G8KOE. This is one mic for the group. Okay, it's already past my driving time, but I have a few things to say. Firstly, my apologies. I forgot. Gary WhatsApped me just now and he said he's in bed with flu, both him and his wife, and the processor that they are looking for his new computer has to come from overseas. There's not one available in the country, so he's got a bit of a hold up. That's why he's not on today yet, although he's sorted out most of his other problems. So and Gary says hi to everybody on the net there. Okay, then, why are people communicating on 950 megs when we're supposed to be on 2.4 gigs? They're sitting there on the chat on the sideline, are too timid to come onto the thing and say their thing and show us what they're doing. Mike, thanks very much for the help with the KiCad. I'm starting to like it. It's very slow compared to what I'm used to. You need far more movements and clicks and things to get the same thing done. But the end result is fine. There's just one thing that I'm going to write my own manual as well, because I'm on it now. But if I leave it for, say, a month, I'll be stuck again. So I must very quickly write a manual. There's only one thing that I miss, is pads. I want to put... I've completed my board, everything just the way I want it. But I've got 4 pins, you know, posts, small posts where you tie wires onto on the end of the board. Now I normally put a pad down and make a nice large pad and put the pin in there. I don't find pads in KiCad, so I used a wire and edited it to make it bigger and make the hole a little bit larger so that the pin would fit in nicely, 1 millimeter. And yeah, the only problem is now on the solder mask, wires are covered. They're not open like component eyelets. So maybe you know of something there. what I should do, or else I'm just going to have the board made that way, and it's only 4 pins per board. 10 boards is 40 pins. I have to scratch off the solder mask anyway. Okay, right. Benno, yeah, I see your PC board, very complicated. Martin, you said you don't know what it is, or was it yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, to me it sounds like it's an automatic beacon for HF, 3 bands. Nice board, yes. The problem, Benno, is, yeah, I can have it. I mean, there are several factories in Cape Town which are 70 miles from me. It's just to make contact with them. Everybody seems to be asleep at the moment. I can have it made at that Chinese place and then pay $60 for DKW or whatever to courier it, because the postage, the South African postage now is no. I'll wait 3 months for it, because that's how long it takes for a parcel from China to my QTH now. I picked up, what did I receive? Oh, one of those 818 little receiver modules. Now, you know how long ago we talked about that. I've already scrapped that idea. But yes, I ordered a UHF one and I received that on Friday. That's just about 3 months. That's how long the normal postage takes to this place. So you have to use a courier if it's from overseas. But I mean, a courier from Cape Town, if I have it made in Cape Town, is 150 Rand. That's £7. It'll be £7. So that's peanuts. And I have it in 2 days. Okay, so yeah, I'll just have to wait for everybody to wake up again, you know, all the factories and stuff, because I think they've all closed down for 3 weeks because of all the bank holidays that we have in this time. Okay, Graham, yes, the TWT is working fine. What was happening, I could hear that when I switch on the HT. This thing is all microprocessor controlled. It's very, very modern, although it's from the 1980s. It's very modern. It's controlled by a 8085 and rows and rows of other glue logic ICs. And I've got the description of how it works, how it starts up, the sequence and everything. And it's supposed to have a slow build-up of the HT, but that wasn't happening. So I read through the instructions. Yeah, they say there's a Q5 transistor with a C27 cap. That's a slow time constant for the pulse width of the inverter to, from very narrow when you switch it on, to gradually widen until the voltage feedback controls it. Now obviously that wasn't working. So now I'm looking at this board, Q5. Oh yeah, there's a C27 close to it. But now this PC board here, that's also got a Q5, also with a C27 very close to it. Now which one is it? And I said eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because the description is not all that clear. They've got names for the boards, but I still don't understand the numbering of the boards, because I think there's 5 or 6 PC boards in this thing, apart from the TWT, which I actually dismantled, and that's how I found out that it was actually flashing over at the anode, or the collector as they call it. When you switch it on, it goes click. Now, so I see on the PC board here at C27 there's a little plus sign, but there's a 1 microfarad ceramic cap in there. They're not polarized. So that they must have thought, you know, they actually sometimes want a tantalum in there. So I just added a small tantalum in parallel, and perfect. You let it go through its warm-up cycle, which is 120 seconds. Then it goes into standby, and then you press RF on, which actually means switch on the HT, and then it says it's on. And you can say the helix current is 1.4 milliamp. And the collector voltage is so many kilovolts, and the spiral voltage is so much, and it just works every time. It doesn't flash over once. It's perfect. Just that teensy weensy bit of delay for the HT to come up gradually. So I'm very, very happy with that. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I mean, how do you convey 10 gigs without waveguides? I've got some waveguide stuff, but yeah. With coax, you'll have to have that thing right at the feed almost to overcome the losses. But anyway, it's working, and it's 6 to 18 gigs, so it's a pity it doesn't make the 5.8. But yeah, I've got other ones that'll do that. That's in the lower band. But I've learned quite a bit about them through all my research, and you did mention, Graham, the number of your TWT. I saw the connector on yours. It's that big connector with lots of pins. Mine's only got 3 pins on the TWT connector. And you said that your tube doesn't make 10 gigs, it's 11 to something. Now I have a friend who's got two brand new, still sealed in the box, TWTs, which has got a connector similar to yours, and they cover 10 gigs. If I just know how to get it to you, if it'll be of any use. He had 3 and he gave one to a collector just to have a TWT, but I mean, what a waste, because they're all brand new. It's a Siemens. It's a Siemens one. I did. Oh, hang on. I took a picture of. Where's the phone? I took a picture of that thing, of the number. I can give you the number, and you can Google it. If I can just get there, just be patient, people, just a little bit. I shall find it. There it is. It's Romeo Whiskey 2135. Romeo Whiskey 2135 by Siemens. So there you have it. The serial number is 5884. Yeah. Okay. That's a TWT story. I'm very, very happy that mine is working. Now, the other two that I've got, I'll give them a go some other time. I don't really have a use for them at the moment, but the 10 gig one was very appetizing. Okay, Paul in Austria, yeah, your signal looks good. Definitely much better than your previous transmission. So the SDR program definitely works for you. Peter, we've had a long QSO before the net. And Paul, my sincere condolences with the loss of both your parents so quickly, you know, in close proximity. Yeah, it happens. My parents also went a little, maybe 6 months or so apart. But yeah, that's several years ago now. Okay, that's about it from me. Yeah, yes, I'm 10 minutes late already, for more than 10 minutes late for starting my trip. Anyway, I shall give it to Benno. Papa Alpha 3, Fox Bravo X-Ray for the group from ZS1 Mike. I'll listen a little bit, but I can't guarantee that I'll be here till the end. From ZS1 Mike in Worcester.
Yeah, it should work. Thanks, Leon. Don't want to leave you too much. Yes, it is a beacon. Yes, it is Whisper, which is a weak signal processing radio kind of beacon. Let's switch some camera on. So yes, it does some propagation research kind of thing. But Whisper is something existing already for years and years now. I think it's over 20 years or so old. It's a kind of weak signal propagation radio signal beacon kind of thing you put somewhere on the line, and then and that's how it should work. And yeah, I have thought about it to build one for a long time, because HF has virtually no interest with me, but I have an antenna and I'm never using it, so why not as well use it for this kind of feature, and occasionally look on the internet where my signal has been received, which is what our hobby is all about, I believe. Anyway, my idea was to build something like this, and then one of the locals wanted to make a small project for it, so I decided to end up some PCBs with it. So this is basically the whole transmitting PCB, and the other PCB is just the final and some filtering for each band, and I am in the middle of well, creating that, because that's something from my own hand. There are tons of schematics, but I like SMD, and I like to have it small, and I don't want big coils for filtering. Only, what is it, 100 milliwatts or something on shortwave. I just want to make use of some small SMD filters and coils and capacitors to create a small band filter for each band. And that's my process at the moment, and what was on my desk here. Yes, Peter, I know Scan and Tune. I have used it before. I never liked it, but I know it. And also know Mini Tuner, obviously, from the old days. Nowadays, I think Open Tuner is working much nicer, much easier to use. But I also use Winter Hill as a kind of my standard here, which is always connected to the stream. And yes, I think those kind of software, I'm going to up my signal a little bit, because also my amplifier likes a little bit going down after some transmission. I saw it also on Leon's transmission. So this should be more than enough coals on the fire. Yeah, I like Mini Tuner, and that's actually also the main reason a lot of terrestrial QSOs are made with the old Mini Tuner software. And I really hope, besides SDR console of SDR Angel, I hope SDR Console TV will evolve that, because Mini Tuners can tune. It must be 6-7 years old by now, and I think it's way overdue. It can be improved so much. On the other side, it's just a receiver, so why, if it works for you, it's okay. But yeah, this is the evolvement of evolution of our hobby is changing every time, and I think SDR TV can do a bit there, where the Mini Tuner Scan and Tune is blanking out. Okay, yeah, nothing else much. 73 is all. See you all later in the week. I won't be here next weekend because I'm probably in my mobile home on Sunday. We have also a long weekend next week, where we have on Monday the celebration of liberation, our kind of Liberation Day here in the Netherlands. And I will be in my mobile home somewhere along the line, approximately 100 kilometers from here, not capable in attending this net from sufficient power. Yeah, my amplifier starts working again, getting improved my signal. So before it gets really high, passing it on to the next. I think Paul was gone, so passing it on to you, Graham. Thanks for leading the gap, and you pass it on back to Paul and to Peter and the next of the round. 73 is all from PA3 Fox Bravo X-ray, off and clear, and yeah, nothing to attend and nothing to add anymore this week. From PA3 Fox Bravo X-ray, test card, bye bye.
Right, I think we're working. Turn the audio down. I don't deafen myself. I've got the audio turned up on the other one. Let's turn that one down. I got several things on here at the same time. Right, yeah, okay, from everybody, and okay, yes, I thought exactly the same there, Benno. That the TV part of it, being able to just use the whole package in a computer and put an SDR on it, and you've got a receiver, put an LMB on the end, and you've got the satellite. So it's a quick way of doing it if you've got a computer that'll run it all, which most people have, I think, to some degree. It's only receive only. They could, and you can get you can get a wider bandwidth going. I put an AirSpy on mine first of all to see on SDR console just to see what it would receive, and I could see the channels. Because with an AirSpy you can open it up wider than the Pluto. So the limitation to the Pluto, isn't it, really, that's limiting things as regards the throughput through it to use it as a receiver. So, but there we are. It's the best of what you can do with the Pluto and everything in terms of getting the system going. Yeah, I don't think Leon, yeah, I don't think I want another tube. I had that one running for 10 years, so that's a great experience. But you've got to have a really waveguide to feed it in, and too much losses in cable. Even over short distances, you've got plugs and sockets and things which you don't really want. So a waveguide coming out of mine. I've got waveguide on the existing one. It's about 8 feet of it across the room, out through the window. Another 8 or 10 feet outside going up. And then it's the antennas on a rotator just above the guttering. I've got 2 antennas. That one's fixed. That one's rotates, rather. Got a 1 degree readout on the indicator. And I've got another dish outside, which is got a waveguide switch inside the window here to switch 2 waveguides going out. And the other one goes to a fixed dish, which is a 60-SEM with a subreflector, which is pointing up at the top of the hill, which is 5K away from me. There was 3 pylons. There's 2 there now. But for years I've used those pylons, hit them with some strong signals. I can work from here. I can work all the way down into North Devon, right down the Salisbury Plain, right across through a Wantage and over that direction towards Oxford, and also backwards. I can work backwards off it into Wales, although I can see in that direction, so I don't need to really to use that. But I can, if I leave the one on that's fixed on the towers, I can just leave it there. And as long as everybody knows where they've got a point, I can work 99% of the people off the towers. So it's S9 there on the Mendips down in Somerset, S9 on Salisbury Plain. This is with 8 watts mine coming out of the rig. Although I used to work Tim 3KUs in Swindon, used to work him every Sunday night on 3 centimetres, using 100 milliwatts off the towers with a 60-SEM dish actually on the landing, pointing out through the window. It wasn't metalized, and there's an extension now in the way next door. I can't do it, but not that there's anybody there to work. But I have regular contacts with Tim every Sunday night for an hour and a half on 3 centimetres. Real good strength, but off the towers, from the top of the towers into Swindon, which is probably, I don't know how many K it is, or how many miles it is. It must be 30 miles, isn't it? At least, if not more, because 16 or 18 to Swindon, which is to Cirencester, which is on the way there. So it's probably about 32 miles, and that was a good copy all the time off the towers. What else have I got? Yeah, you need waveguide switches to when you're going to direct a lot of power, and then of course you got other problems with with changeover and stuff. I use a waveguide switch with micro switches on it, so when you turn the switch round, it activates whatever you want, switches the TWT on. But it's not very good for quick overs. Anyway, I didn't ramble on too long because we got a slightly bigger net than we thought we might have had. Yes, condolences about your parents. Yeah, I've only got one near relative left now, and that's one of my sisters. Both my sisters have passed away. And my parents, well, I had a second lot of parents on the one side. They've all gone as well, so there's nobody left. But I'm not getting any younger, but there we are. Keep going as long as I can. What else have I got on here? Oh, yeah, it's with NVIDIA broadcast. Yeah, you've got all these things. You can do a blur. You can blur the background out, and then you can vary the strength of it, so you can take it to full strength or whatever. And I've got an auto frame on it, where if you move, it moves across with you, which is a bit annoying sometimes. If you convince it needs to move, it does, to center you up again. So if you keep your hand there, it won't. Well, it does move in the end, but it's a bit flaky. And got various other things on it. I'm actually running 25 frames a second at the moment on this thing, 1280 by 720. One other thing I'll show you before I disappear, or before I pass it on, is, where are we? Let's get the background replacement. This is the TV off the e-hail. I'm not sure which it was. There's two up there. That's the video that comes off the satellite. I don't think it's the e-hail 2, which is the one we're using, isn't it? I think this is the one. I'm not sure. Barder 34, that is. 26 degrees east. I think that's one of the pair. I may be wrong, because this was done when I was setting the dish up originally, before the satellite came on to full scale. It was up there, but I was using this as a test to line all the dishes up. So and I'm moving towards 24G. There's 5 people in the Severn Valley here now on 24G. I've got a receiver going. I've had it going for 4 years. Transmit-wise, I haven't finished the PA and the switching. I've got a latching relay. I've just made that into a normal relay. I've now got to make the RF switching, which I'm just halfway through doing. So I missed this weekend when they were testing. That's a 500mm lens on. It's waveguide fed on the end, but it's too heavy for me to lift. 40 dB. I've got a smaller one, just a 350. That's more like it. Let's get rid of it. And, I've also got a 60 SEM Andrew dish. And I've also, what else have I got? I've got a 450mm ex-military dish that I put a penny feed on for 10 to 24G. I worked 80K with that. I did no problem through the window up to Brown-Clee. 75K, I think it is. Right, okay, I'm rambling on. Okay from everybody, and thanks for the compliments on the construction there, Paul. Yeah, I've always been one for construction. I had all the facilities for chopping all the aluminium and CNC rotors and engravers and goodness knows what available. So it wasn't too much problem to stop in at work and knock out whatever I wanted. A lot harder now when you haven't got any. I've got the CAD programs, but I haven't got the machines. Although they are still there. They're still in the business, which was mine, which I sold on. And the machines are still there, but I don't like keep going back and say, can I borrow your machine for half an hour to do a bit of engraving or something? There we are. It's still there if I want it. I think they'd probably let me use it, but if I can remember how to use it, that's the thing. Right. Let's put it on round. Going to Paul, I think, PE1 AVP. And I don't know, I've listened for a few more minutes, but I just have to go as well in a minute. But very interesting, this, the hissing noises as well on the rig. Yeah, I'm getting that as well. Something to do with when I got the microphone plugged in. If I switch the mic off, it doesn't do it. So it's obviously, I think it's probably audible, but I didn't have any sound turned up for it to go around in a loop. So I'm not quite sure, but I had that hissing sound on mine for a while. So no idea what it is. I didn't stop long enough to find out. All I know is I did something and it went. Right, round where we going now? Let's have a look. I think it's round to Paul, isn't it? PE1 AVP. We had 2 Pauls. That was a confusion earlier on, I think. Round to Paul, PE1 AVP. He's still there. G3VKV. I'll try and get a test card on this time before I switch it off.
Okay, let's see whether it works again. I'll wait for my own picture. Yeah, there it is. That's good. Yeah, that was interesting, Graham, what I saw, because you were talking about rotation, and at the moment at which you did pronounce the word rotation, actually your picture did rotate. So in the previous part you talked about NVIDIA Broadcast. I do not know whether NVIDIA Broadcast actually is listening to you, but that was an interesting observation. Okay, looking back at the second round, first of all, thanks for all your condolences. Also, in the monitor, I saw that Pavel is sending a lot of reports. Thank you for that. Learned that the King of England loves the crown. So perhaps that can be a special function in Simon's package for you, Martin. Well, actually it is in there, and as what I read, it is related to the bandwidth setting. So you can still use it. Okay. Oh yeah, Leon talked about Gary. Good afternoon, Gary, when you're watching. Hope you get well soon again. And I do not hope that everyone got the flu in Africa, since Leon also talked about that the fact that everyone is asleep in Africa. So it might be that everyone has the flu. No, just kidding. Clear about the traveling wave tube, and that it's working well, that the problem was related to the power supply and how the amplifier is powered up. But as what I understand, you do not intend to use the TWT amplifier, since you've got no waveguides. Well, perhaps it is an idea to have a look around Leon to get some waveguides. Okay, Benno, it was a much better audio level that I received from you, and that meant that I did not notice distortion this round, so that's good. I also understand now that your project was on weak signal propagation reporter, and that is something that I did not understand before. Yeah, you were also talking about the receivers. Still, I do not have any experience with SDR Television, but that will come soon. But talking about DATV receivers, I built the Winterhill receiver just a few months ago, and well, I must say I really enjoyed the functionality and also the performance of the Winterhill receiver, especially together with the special software package from Tom for the Winterhill. So although it is perhaps an old design, I enjoy it. And you were talking about the mobile home next weekend. Perhaps I'm going to do the same like you, Benno. Hopefully the weather as it is today will stay that way, because we would like to spend the weekend somewhere in the forest. Well, do we have a forest in the Netherlands? Yeah, at least an area with trees. That's it for today and also for this weekend. I wish you all the best for the next week to come. I have to cook, which I'm going to do now. I hope to meet you soon again. Camera and microphone go to Peter BZY. Again, I send my regards and my test card now.
Naturally, got caught on the hop there. Am I sending a signal? Wait till my signal lock up yet? Looks like it. But till my signal lock up yet? Looks like it. And there's a bit delay on the video. I just been playing with just can hear my audio coming back. Go. Hear my audio coming back. Go. Okay, hopefully that has been cleared. So yeah, okay. So I've downloaded NVIDIA Broadcaster, and it seems to be working now. And they've had a new update on the control panel, which is nice. And unfortunately, I haven't got the audio and the video working on the same input at the moment, but we'll work on that in a moment. But that's with the noise reduction on the video and the broadcast on the audio, the broadcast setting. Make your audio sound like broadcast. So hopefully it sounds like broadcast. All excellent stuff. Very good indeed. I shall go back to playing with SDR Television after this broadcast or nowcast. All good. Great stuff. All round good. Am I on next weekend? Oh, yes, I am. Hopefully we'll have SDR Television working by then. That'd be good. Or I shall be whinging. One of the two. Do I look a bit like a sharpness there? Might do. I don't know. As broadcast, MVD broadcast, just kind of rob you a bit of resolution. And it's got two settings now. It used to have two settings, high and low. Now they seem to have gone with the high setting. But anyway, it'll do. With that, I'm going. This is thanks for having me on. Thank you, Martin, for bringing me in, and we'll see all you gentlemen next week from GW7BZY in a fairly sunny Wales. I just mentioned that because it's fairly rare. Let's see if I can get. Have I got a test card? Yes, I have. Fly-in test card.
Helps if you turn the microphone on. Thanks, there, Peter. Yes, some audio now. Thanks, there, Peter. Yes, some audio. Right. Yeah. Now I've been with the extra power that Leon was running. Signal was good. Benno was 90%. When your power drops just a little bit, it just seems on the edge for me. But transmission was good apart from that. And P1 AVP pool with the sort of slight intermittent decoding. When you were there, you were there. And I think that may be to do with power as well, changing. And the two pools was what confused me. Because Paul came in and did a transmission that Benno, I think, called him in to do. And then my mind that Paul had been there. Yeah, it's just, I can't cope with my age, you see. So apologies there. And my condolences there, Paul. Yeah, it's not easy. Lost my dad ages ago, and my mum a couple of years back. But with my dad, I still remember, because he used to help me do various bits and pieces. And you start doing something, and you think, yeah. Anyway, I don't have a lot more to add, but thanks everybody for popping up to the net. I was getting concerned, and I've actually survived running SDR console, although I've had to occasionally whip over to the ride receiver, which is doing the streaming for me. But I will look at my receive side. It might be that I'm either not sending the correct signal to the Pluto. It's a Pluto B that I'm using. It's an old one that I had that I sort of recovered, which was just running the 0.39 firmware, the Pluto firmware as such, nothing else, and seems to work reasonably well. In fact, very well. Shouldn't say reasonably well. So again, a thank you to Simon, and I think the other thing was the frame rate. I think I'm actually running 15 frames per second now, as opposed to 7.5 that I was running when I did the BATC net, which I hadn't realised. And depending on the set of circumstances you do things, sometimes you can end up with. And in video broadcast, don't like it. Don't like it at all. Don't use it. Have used it, but no. On that note, I'm going to disappear. So I'll put up a test card and close the worldwide net. Thanks to everybody again. And we'll see what happens next week. Maybe everybody will be using SRTV. If so, can you run 2/3 just for my benefit? It just helps me that little bit. 7-3 is all from G8KOE.